Hello everybody and welcome to my English channel. My name is Lorena and I am the Philosophical Witch. So today I am going to make like a summary of all my beliefs. That way you can see if you are aligned with them, and also this video is going to be in the playlist called Begin Here for like people who are trying to get a feel of like what we're going to talk about here on the channel, right? So I'm just going to make like a little summary and tell you all about like my beliefs, like what do I believe about life and about creation and what we're doing here, what's the purpose, like all of that, right? So I have like my little notes. I'm gonna start with, in the description there's like chapters, right? So you can see like all the topics that I'm gonna talk about, but I'm gonna start with where I get my information. So I am an avid reader. I love to read, and I get my information mostly from books and from combined with my human experience, right? And combined with like with my eye and my discernment, and like a mix of my own like my own view or flavor, right? Like I don't just go by like whatever I'm reading. I try to always see if it works, see if it lands with me, see, I'll put it to the test, kind of thing. I also get visions. I get a lot of visions. I am what I call a dream trotter. I've heard that term like a couple of times. It's not that known. I call myself that because one time I was on the astral realm, like on the dream realm, and I saw a shaman, and he called me a dream trotter, like straight to my face, and he was like, "That's what you are," and I was like, "Okay." So I woke up and I was like, "Oh, that's what I am." So I get a lot of visions in my sleep, and I'll try to like merge that with my esoteric knowledge, and then I'll synthesize it and then do this type of work. Like I'll present it in like the most concise way possible, right? Anyways, I get a lot of intuitive things as well. Like I am clairly conscious, like for sure. I do channel a lot of the times. Like you'll see that my notes aren't really notes, like they're just like bullet points of things that I want to like talk about, but then like my mind will like wander, right? So I am a channeler for sure. Okay, let's keep going. So the 7 Hermetic principles is basic, right? Basic stuff for anybody that wants to become like a master of life, like gain mastery of life, of one's life, and mastery of like the game of Earth, right? So we're gonna talk about them later on, but I do hold them to like high regard, just because like they're the rules of the game, right? Kind of like that. They're what is it called? Like it's applied physics, kind of like it's applied quantum physics to like a human experience, right? And a really important one here in my channel is going to be law of duality, which basically entails that everything is one of the Hermetic principles, by the way, but that's like the one that I like the most. Okay, so you've seen the alchemical drawings where there's like a man and a woman, and it's like the sun and the moon, and they're splitting up, and it's called the Rebis, and it's all about doing alchemy and like finding the Philosopher's Stone and all that. Well, that's law of duality explained in like alchemical symbolism, right? So that is going to be a really big one here in my channel. Like I basically based everything off of that. That's like I call it like my wheel, like my driving wheel. Like sometimes I feel like we're all here on Earth and we don't really know where we're going or how we do it or like what. And then I felt like whenever I learned about that principle and I started applying it with like my partners, because it's a very like a partner thing to do, right? But I started applying it. I felt like life gave me like a map or like a wheel, and I was like, okay, right turn, left turn, good. I can do this. This is good, right? So yeah, law of duality, really big on that one, okay? Let's talk a little bit about source energy. So what is God for me? God is the singularity point out of space and time, where we all came from, where it all began and it all will end. Alpha and Omega, right? The beginning and the end. It's everything and it's nothing at the same time, right? Because it's like the cosmic paradox. Like if it's everything, but everything has like no mirror, what is the mirror is itself, then it's what? It's just the singularity. It's the concept of love floating in space or just floating all around us. I had a vision during my spiritual awakening. This was the vision that I was giving, and it was basically, I saw myself as God and just questioning, what am I? What am I? Like, who am I? What am I? What am I? And then when I was like, I realized that I was questioning about myself, like me, like I became like aware. In the vision, it like imploded, kind of like the Big Bang, right? Like it imploded all of these questions, like, oh my God, me, like maybe I'm this, maybe I'm this, maybe I'm this, and like a bunch of planets started like appearing. Edgar Cayce says that the universe, or like everything, existed because God moved and it created light, right? It became like aware, or like something happened, right? So yeah, we all come from that point, that singularity, which here on earth we call God. I 100% believe it. The way I see it is that God wanted to know what he was, so he expanded and he created the fragmentation of souls, right? Like he fragmented into like billions and billions and billions of atoms and photons that create matter, and we're all scattered, just wondering like what we are and having like adventures. But then at the end of this game, of this like the divine theater is what it's sometimes called, everything will return again to God. Like he will pick up all of his children, his creations, or himself. He would pick them up and then go to like a single point out of space and time, and then he'll do it again, right? This is also called like the breath of Brahma, like forever, just having like these experiences, right? But yeah, we can channel it for sure. We are it in essence, like all the photons of life, they're all imbued with the conscious of the one singular creator, and he's omnipresent and omnipotent because he is living existence through us. Like he's literally us living itself, right? We can talk about God later on. I'm gonna do all of these topics later on extensively, so don't worry about it. This is just like the summary, right? But yeah, so infinite spirits, we are infinite. Death is just death from this realm, like the finite realm, but we in soul are infinite. We travel as energy through other perception realms after this incarnation, right? Earth is a school. You will hear this everywhere, right? Earth is a school. People come here to learn more. Like the really big one right now is to learn how to open the heart chakra or the love center. So you can say that people are here to learn how to love themselves and other people. So Earth is a school of angels. Wait, let me finish. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So Earth is a school. You come here and you get different activities to do, or like different monsters to like encounter, they're all gonna be like psychological. Even if it's like a physical thing, like you get an ailment or whatever, you'll have to fix it psychologically. That means like all your psyche is going to be involved in that election, in that process, in that of you turning lead into gold, right? That's the metaphor for the alchemist. Like life will give you lead, will give you trash, garbage, hurt. It'll give you despair, and you have to turn that into gold, into wisdom, into empathy, into truthfulness, right? You'll have to turn that into a tool to then help yourself and then help others, right? And become the wizard, right? So our experience through Earth is so that we can become alchemists. And then once we are initiated by the struggles of our own life, then we can initiate others through the struggles of them. We can help them out. You can never move a person through their own struggle. You can never like do the work for them, but you can help them, guide them, or be an example. That's like one of the highest, by the way, to leave and be the example, right? So Earth holds itself like this matter. This isn't really real, right? This is called Maya in the Mayan mysteries, but this is the dream realm, right? And the real awokeness, like being awakened, is from this dream. This is the dream, and then you get awakened and you go into reality. So like the afterlife, kinda. We'll talk about the afterlife and like various realms that you go through, but yeah, it would be like the other side, the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm, that would be reality, and this is like a dream. We go into this type of hologram, but it's very important to say that it's not a computer. This is all organic, and it's too sublime to explain it with words, right? But this is organic. We're gonna talk a little bit about that too, the transhumanists. But anyways, so it is like a type of hologram. Even though I don't like using that language, it's the best thing to describe it, right? This hold himself, like it's all made of light. We're all made of photons that like compacted each other, and then like they created this. This holds itself because we as a collective, we are holding itself with our knowledge of it and accepting that this is like this is life how it is, and this is real. It's all holding itself, right? But as we'll talk in a little bit, we're going through a spiritual awakening, and life will get less dense and dense as we know it, as people will start awakening from the dream and realizing that this is just photons put together like a hologram, like an epiphany that is like taking too long to unravel or something like that, right? Well, I certainly believe in reincarnation, and that we plan our own lives before we incarnate into Earth, right? So reincarnation used to be a staple of every religion, but it was taken out of the Bible, I believe in the 5th century. I would have to check that. But it used to be part of like canon for like every religion. Remember, religion, they almost all come from like the Bible, right? But they took it out, so that brings us to like the despair, or like the fear of the afterlife, or like what happens with us. But basically, no energy can be destructed. It just transforms into something else, right? And your chi, or your prana, or your life force, whatever you want to call it, it maintains itself, and that's where your soul inhabits, right? And it's connected spirit is the one that connects it all, right? So that soul will be traveling different realms and experiences and existences, like after this reincarnation, right? But we go through cycles of reincarnation. Right now we're all on planet Earth, trying to learn about love. When we are on the spirit side, we plan our lives, like it's not random, right? And it all has to do with our past lives as well. Like they accumulate karma or dharma. Dharma is like the good one, right? They say. But yeah, they accumulate energy. Let's just say that. So if you were a really good pianist in a past life, you'll reincarnate and you'll be like amazing at piano, right? And you'll be like, oh my God, why is that person really good at it, and why I have to like study so much? Because he already had it, right? So we are the accumulation of our past lives, everything, the good and the bad, right? But a true alchemist doesn't believe that there are like bad or like wrong turns or anything like that, because from the lead that life gives us, or that we give it or whatever, if you have a lot of dark energy in your past or whatever, it also means that you have the capacity to turn it into a lot of light. So imagine, is the metaphor of turning lead into gold, but imagine they give you like a huge pile of lead for you to fix. It'll take you a really long time to fix it, right? But then you'll have a huge pile of gold, right? So that's a cosmic paradox. We can talk a little bit about it later. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. We plan our lives. Okay, so we are the accumulation of our decisions, not only in the life that we're living right now, but the accumulation of lives we've lived in the past. People we've met, projects we started, projects we couldn't finish, projects we had in mind, desires, partners that we had, children, past like work that we did. We can like reincarnate and then start working on that same segment like again, right? And before we incarnate, we kind of make like a blueprint for like how our life is going to be. So we plan with different advisors, like people have mentioned them, and people who have like close, what is it called, like NDEs. I love those YouTube channels where they talk about NDEs and people tell their experiences. Oh my God, I'm addicted to those. But anyways, these people that they have like a near-death experience, and then they'll tell the story and stuff. They say that in heaven they're like advisors, and they'll help you plan your life, or they'll help you like get through like something or whatever. And so before we incarnate, we plan our lives, and we plan like our soul circle. We plan like what we're gonna do. This is like the things I did in the past. This is what I'm good at. I can be like an artist again. I can be an actress, or I'm gonna be an engineer. You know, I'm gonna be like a lawyer, and then all of this, my friend lawyers. How about I'll be the father and you can be like my sons, and then we can have like a law firm together, and we're gonna help Earth by like, I don't know, going against like the evil corporations or like whatever, right? So you plan it all, and then you reincarnate. We also plan our difficulties and our struggles. We plan to meet certain people that would be the catalyst for our fulfillment or for our healing, right? So let's say you are an amazing mother, and you have all of this knowledge about herbs and traditional medicine, right? Like from the past. So you say, okay, I'm going to incarnate on Earth, and then I'm gonna need somebody to remind me of this, because on Earth there's the veil of forgettingness. Is that what it's the veil of forgetfulness, of forgetting, whatever, the veil. I'm just gonna say the veil. But anyways, English is not my first language, so this is my third video, so I'll get a hang of it eventually. But yeah, we have the veil, right? So you are like in heaven thinking like, okay, I'm gonna land on earth, and then I have all of these like abilities for to being like a great botanical like magician or whatever, but I'm gonna need someone to remind me, because I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna go into the matrix and I'm going to forget. So let's say you reincarnate and then you have a son, and that son has crazy allergies to everything. Everything gives him migraines, just belly aches, just I don't know, everything, right? Just crazy allergies. So you would probably see that as like unfair, maybe like it shouldn't be happening, all of those things. But if you are a true alchemist, you would see it as lead that you have to turn into gold. So you would see it as an opportunity to find yourself. You would see that you had a contract with that child of yours, to heal him. And that way you'll become a healer, right? So let's say you start like digging into organic foods and organic medicine, and then you find this like knack for like all of these things, right? You'll find that you're amazing at it, and then one day you'll tell your story about how you became a herbologist, a botanical magician, right? And then you will have your life purpose, because I also believe that we all have a purpose for being here. We have a life purpose. We are born with it, but you can also expand it here on Earth. You can have as many adventures as you like. Earth is like a realm where you like go in, and then it's like a first person video game kind of thing. Again, not a video game, but is the metaphor I'm going to use. And then you land here, and then you choose your own adventure, right? But you already chose like the blueprint behind before going in, and you already chose like your avatar. Like I chose to be a woman, I chose to have brown hair, right? I chose to live in Mexico, all of that. But then I can choose my adventure while I'm playing the game of life, right? So how do you find your purpose? You make a list of what you struggle with, and then you fix that struggle, and then you help other people fix it for themselves. That's your purpose. Okay. Right now we are going through a spiritual awakening, a massive spiritual awakening. The veil of forgetting, the forgetfulness, it's being lifted, right? So remember I told you that Earth is a school? Well, Earthlings, like humans, we are part of what's called an angelic hierarchy. There are it's three segments, and there are three different types of angels. Well, they're not angels. Yeah, the different types of angelic beings in every different segment, and humans are the 10th. We are at the bottom of it. We are trying to gain our wings back and trying to integrate into the hierarchy of angels, right? So we're trying to call ourselves angels again. Esoterically, we are called Lucifer. We are the fallen angel. We were angels, like in the Big Bang, and then we fell. It originally is not bad. Okay, we'll talk about Lucifer later. It's a whole thing. But anyways, we fell to matter, and we lost our wings. It's a metaphor, right? And we are here on matter, kind of a little trapped, right, with our egos and all that, but we're trying to gain our wings back and turn into Christ, which is also the metaphor, right? And turn into an angel, and then an archangel, and then an archai, and you go through you go, eventually you turn into like a seraph, and then God, right? So it's the Big Bang, like what we said. There's a singularity, it expanded itself, until it got so dense that it lost its wings or its divinity, and then now it's like the breath of Brahma, just like pulling everything again to the singularity, and then again, pew, a big bang, and then again everything comes back, and it's just like that forever. Okay. So yeah, what else? The way that we we join again, like the angel hierarchy, is through opening the heart chakra. So this is staying in the there's 7 chakras, right? And the heart is at the middle. And there's the heart, and then 3 upper chakras, 3 lower chakras. Staying at the 3 lower chakras, it's what's called the mark of the beast. And that's what's being stuck in 3D, or like this material realm. Like you don't expand spiritually or psychically, right? You're just stuck here in matter. But when you open the heart chakra, you have access to the 3 upper chakras. You have access to heaven, and you can create heaven on earth, right? So it's through opening the heart chakra that we get rid of the mark of the beast and that we transcend the material realm. Also, the heart chakra is all about service. Like it'll call you to serve humanity, right? So first you have to serve yourself, not in an egotistical way. It would be like help yourself out of the hole that you're in, that you dug yourself or that you fell into. You help yourself, and then once you have the cure for something, or you're good for something, or you found something, or then you turn yourself into an angel, like part of the warriors of light of God here on earth, and you become in service of humanity. You offer your service. I can help doing this. I am good at this. I know this, right? And you become an angel on earth. And on your next reincarnation, you can no longer be on earth if you want. You can go into the angelic hierarchy, and you'll transcend matter, right? You won the game of earth. Like, as I said, it was like a school. It's also called like the divine theater, right? And you passed, right? You passed, you graduate, you go through to like other type of like adventures in the cosmos, right? So right now it's the greatest time to be alive on planet Earth, because we are in our graduation. We are having the massive spiritual awakening. We are at the last book of the Bible, which is the Apocalypse, and it translates to the book of Revelations, which means that everything will be revealed. The veil will be taken off. We'll remember all of this that was ours. This was our knowledge, but we forgot, and it was also kept from us, from dark forces. We can talk about those. We'll talk about them for sure in the channel. But yeah, right now there was a plan to help with Earth's ascension, right? This plan involves a bunch of spiritual beings that reincarnated on Earth, that don't really need to be on Earth, because they already passed the school of matter or Earth. They already passed the school of the mother, and they were already living in like a place, I don't know, like the heaven or whatever. They were like already like in different areas, right? So they decided to help this time around Earth. There was a call emitted to the cosmos, and a bunch of souls decided to reincarnate and help Earth through its transition, right? So these souls, they are called by the New Agers, they're called seeds. I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot the name. Starseeds, right? Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the New Age. I believe it's mostly just false light stuff. But the starseeds are it is a mystery that has been talked about like in other mystical texts, and that I also resonate with it very heavily, because as I said, like when I had my spiritual awakening, I saw spiritual beings in the room, like angels in the room, and they kind of made me feel this thing, like I was kind of like doing service on earth for a little bit, like that, right? So we'll talk about those later on, but basically they're like people who have like a higher grade of consciousness, helping earth to regain its grade of consciousness, right? So right now we are filled with teachers and healers from all over the cosmos. We are also experiencing the Atlanteans being awakened. So we are going to return eventually with time to what the Atlanteans had before it fell, because we are the Atlanteans. We are the reincarnation of those great men and women of old, right? Earth has passed through many different eras. There was like the Hyperborean, the Polarian, the Hyperborean. There was the Lemurian age, and then the Atlantean age, and Atlantis sunk, right? As we know, but as we know, we are reincarnated beings, right? Many of us who live through that golden age. So right now we're going to see a lot of people remembering like different ways of using technology, or different ways of like dressing or different ways of eating, or like talking to one another, or just experiencing life. We're gonna see a boom in inventions, amazing machines, amazing tools for healing yourself, that some can be machines, some are going to be like multidimensional, like a multidimensional, they'll have an abstract aspect to them, because healing the soul is an abstract art form, right? But we are in the era of the invention, which we're not really inventing. We're kind of like remembering what we already had in Atlantis, but we can do it better this time, right? Even though we don't remember that much like how Atlantis was. I mean, some of us remember, right? But not globally. We can kind of feel like how it used to be, and how we could like reverberate and make it more functional and more helpful for humanity, right? So the way to enlightenment is through the path of virtue. I am going to talk very I'm going to be very adamant about following the path of virtue and holding yourself to a very high regard, and holding yourself to high standards, and loving yourself through the process, right? But like, as I said, I don't like the new age. I don't like the false spirituality of like doing drugs and like going to like a music festival and just like filling yourself with other people's demons, and none of that. That is not what a queen or a king of old would do. That is not what a reincarnated Atlantean would do. That is not what a person that's in the service of humanity would do, right? You follow the path of virtue. That means you get to talk truth. You get to live truthfully. You don't cheat or embezzle anybody. You get to live with empathy, an open heart, but a wise mind, right? You get to live prideful of who you are, but not filled with like a autonomous pride kind of feeling, right? You get to do what you were meant to be here on earth. If you were a reincarnated king or queen, who would you be? How would you walk earth? How would you refer to as yourself? What would you be doing with your time? What do you want to offer? Who are you? What are your attributes? What are you good at? How can you help? Right? So if you do all of those things, you'll grow what's called the crown of light, which is an aspect of our aura that shows in the heads of people, and they're shown in a lot of Renaissance art, but they'll grow a halo of light around their head, and that's the real crown of kings and queens, not the physical one with the jewels and all that. Not that's a spiritual artifact that helps you channel. I mean, not the kings and queens of right now, right? Like for magicians. But no. What you were looking for was the crown, the crown of light, enlightenment, right? And that comes from knowing thyself, which was the greatest maxim at the Temple of Apollo, right? In knowing that thyself, healing thyself, and then healing others, helping others, providing a service, walking the path of virtue, and you'll find enlightenment. There are different ways of following in enlightenment, and we'll talk about them later on. It'll have its own video for sure. So this is just like a little summary, right? Every one of these topics is very vast, and I could do like a whole hour on every single one of them, or more time, right? We're gonna talk a lot about this, and I know that in this type of work, repetition is very important, because it's almost like life can be too hard at times, that you need that to remember, right? Like the slogan here for my channel and like my work is remember who you are. So sometimes you can like get in a struggle or get in like a rut, and you need to remember, right? So I will be going deep and profound and just spilling like as much as I can, right? To help everybody of us remember. Anyways, that's like a little bit of what we're gonna talk here. Oh, you know what? I should probably say this just really quickly. I'm also gonna be mentioning a lot from the work of Rudolf Steiner, what would be like the far masculine aspect. He calls it the Ahrimanic aspect, but it's also called satanic. And what would be the far, or like the hyper feminine fallen aspect, which is like I guess far left in politics, right? But he calls it Luciferic or Luciferian, and we're gonna talk about those, like the dark father and the dark mother, how to get out of that energy and turn yourself into like the Revis. It's law of duality, what we were talking about. Like you turn yourself into Mercury or Hermes, the androgen, right? Like you balance your polarities, and then you become the wise, the healer that teaches, right? The wise mage, all of that. Anyways, that's also really important for here for my channel, and I think that's it. I think that's a good summary. We'll leave it at that, okay? I'm really glad you stayed at the end. I'm so happy, so happy to be doing this. I'm really excited. It's a little new adventure for me. Anyways, I'm sending you guys a lot of love and light, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Goodbye.